The race roars ahead under green here as Home Depot brings you NASCAR Winston Cup Series racing from Phoenix. An outstanding day in the desert, temperature in the mid-70s. The fans are here, 183 laps on the board, and we'll take you through the field. Starting with Kurt Busch, whose car is good. Just a little bit loose right now. They've worked on it all day, but Busch, the race leader, looking for his 4th victory of the season. Rusty Wallace is trying to find the fastest line around this racetrack. So what he's doing, he adjusts his line and has crew chief Bill Wilburn call out the times. Rusty's trying to figure out the line and the times that will get him around the track the quickest. Marty?
Bill, in the last stop for Jeff Gordon, at the last minute, Robbie Loomis said, hey, put a wedge and a half in the left side. That was the wrong decision. Now the car has gotten too tight for Gordon. Loose in the middle, tied off. They're fighting that problem, Matt.
Mark Martin, the second highest placed Roush car, looking for his 2nd Phoenix win. On his last stop, they didn't make any adjustments. 4 laps ago, Mark Martin reported to his team, the car has gone to the tight side, Marty.
Matt, what a terrific day for Elliott Sadler and his team. They started 15th. They are up to the 5th position. Remember, they had that front end problem a little bit earlier with a front end alignment, made the car tight. Those guys have worked so hard on that car, it's now free, just the way he wants it, Bill.
Tony Stewart, the leader in the championship standings, started off with a tight race car yesterday in happy hour. They worked on it, tried to fix it, couldn't get it done. They worked on it overnight mentally, then made small adjustments to the car this morning, and now Stewart running 6th, trying to earn his 1st Winston Cup championship. Right behind him, the 77 car of Dave Blaney. Been relatively quiet on the radio, but he's normally quiet. Not much to say about the car. Been pretty consistent all day. Just minor air pressure adjustments to try and keep Dave Blaney up front. Marty?
Bill, Matt Kenseth started the day 28th, came through the field to the top 10, ran out of fuel, came through the field to the top 10 again. Now he's in the 8th position. Guess what? Last year here in Phoenix, Matt Kenseth started 38th and finished 4th. The 17's coming, Bill.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. remains in the 9th position. That's a loose race car. Was furious when he ran out of fuel and asked the crew earlier in the day to make sure that didn't happen. They told him we should have had 4 more laps to go. There's no way we could have possibly been 8 laps short. Matt?
Bill, Dale Jarrett runs in 10th. He said the car had gone to the tight side. Todd Parrott, the crew chief, asked spotter Bob Jeffrey to look for damage on the right front. Bob called back and said it looks like he just rolled off DJ's showroom floor. He runs right now in the 10th position, Alan.
Kurt Busch leading Rusty Wallace by 1.1 seconds. 21 cars on the lead lap at this point in a race that has featured a very long green flag run here. We went back at it at lap 143, and we're now at lap number 190. Let's continue going through the field. Bill, how about Jeff Burton?
Alan, he's got 110 laps left to get to the front if he wants to three-peat here at Phoenix. Positive driver, good race car, but right now Jeff Burton just in the middle of the pack, running 11th, trying to get up front. Dave?
Bill, Kevin Harvick's car was tight, but the crew adjusted on it, and on the last stop, they put on 4 tires with no changes, and he said the car's really good. Now that's Happy Harvick. As for Bobby Labonte, his car was a lot better too. It was tight in the center of the corners, but now it was turning just a little bit too good, but not bad enough in order for them to make any changes. 4 tires, no changes for Labonte. For the 48, a different story. Lap 133, they pitted. 4, air pressure adjustment. It was tight in the center, loose off. And then Chad Knaus, the crew chief, radioed to Jimmy, if you want to make any changes, we better make them now when the caution came out on lap 143. They made a wedge adjustment, took on no additional tires. Alan?
Taking you back through the top 14, the rest of the 21 on the lead lap include Johnny Benson, Kenny Wallace, Ward Burton, the pole sitter Ryan Newman, trapped way back in 18th, Ricky Rudd, John Andretti, and Michael Waltrip.
And Michael Waltrip is on the lead lap. We saw him pass the leader, Kurt Busch, on this beginning of this run, and there he is, still in front of Kurt Busch. So the Napa Chevrolet, obviously pretty doggone good, isn't he, Dave?
And BP, he wasn't that happy with his car, but they made an air pressure adjustment on that lap 133 stop, and he radioed in that the car was much, much better.
It has to be much better because, I mean, he's staying in front of the leader. It's not just that he passed him and then lost the position again. He went past Kurt Busch, and he's maintaining that distance.
See that 36 car of Ken Schrader. Kenny was, I repeat, was having a very good race, but now he's back in 34th place. And he is a couple of laps, almost 2 laps down to the race leader. Just, you know, a car length ahead of 2 laps. Marty, what happened?
Alan, what happened? Just so disappointing for these M&M guys. They left the left rear tire loose. Schrader radioed in twice. Are you sure we didn't leave a tire loose? Because I got a bad vibration. And indeed, it was the left rear that was loose. They lost 2 laps here on pit road. They did have a great run going indeed. Now they've lost all that time.
1 and almost a second lap behind Kurt Busch. We are about 25 laps away from the leaders coming in under green, barring a caution. So let's take a break. We'll come back and get ready to cover pit stops. Kurt Busch out in front of the Checker Auto Parts 500 at Phoenix.
Home Depot presents NASCAR Winston Cup Racing from Phoenix. Brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. By McDonald's. By MGM's Die Another Day, starring Pierce Brosnan, rated PG-13. And by Pep Boys. Help for your car is just a Pep Boys away. Pep Boys, we're car people.
Two-thirds of the way through today's race at Phoenix, and Kurt Busch is out in front of Rusty Wallace by 1.7 seconds. Fighting Irish back on NBC November 23rd, taking on Rutgers. Notre Dame with a 9-1 record after defeating the Naval Academy yesterday. It's the final home game as Notre Dame marches towards a New Year's Day bowl. Notre Dame football 2 weeks on NBC.
By a touchdown, they beat Navy.
Boy, Navy put up a big fight, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Kurt Busch leading this race. Over Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, and now Tony Stewart, who's moved into 5th, passing Elliott Sadler.
And Michael Walter couldn't stay in front of Busch. He's now back a lap down.
Now these guys have been going at it.
This is for second place. Rusty and Jeff and Mark.
Mark Martin only 2 seconds behind the leader, Kurt Busch. Tony Stewart has moved into the 5th spot, and he's about 3 seconds behind these guys.
Tell you what's been impressive on that 2 car is on his pit stop. Last time they were in at 133, he only took right side tires. So the left side tires have been on that car for, since lap 108.
It's the first time Rusty used the high line all day.
Well, he saw Jeff up there, and he said, well, if Jeff thinks it's good, then maybe it is.
Haven't had as many run-ins as these two have had over the last few years. I mean, you go back to the Bristol race and other things before that. When you see a guy coming up on your mirror that maybe you've had some confrontations with, do you race him a little different than some others?
Yes.
So maybe Rusty might be a little more determined to keep Jeff behind him than if it were, say, Mark applying the pressure?
Yes.
I think that would be the case.
Racers. I love it. By the way, I just want you to know, since you were busy yesterday, I had great fun when NASCAR issued the warning for you to calm down yesterday when you were bouncing fenders with people.
Well, as you guys know in the booth, we had radio difficulties, and that message never got to me. I'm surprised you didn't let me know that, BP.
I should have.
Caution.
I should have. I didn't realize that Tommy Baldwin and those guys had not told you, but yes, we'd have told you that. Calm down, Wally, and you'd have said, I am calm. Yeah, exactly. You said, for what?
I understand it was in great fun, but certainly not unexpected.
What do you mean by that?
Well, bouncing fenders with people and being a little aggressive would certainly fit your personality.
Thank you, Alan.
That was a left-handed compliment, I believe.
Lesson there, don't let Wally drive the rent-a-car when he leaves the racetrack.
And they don't.
No. He sits in the back, minds his own business. Oh. This is what we were talking about yesterday. Wally's in the 6 car. Let's see, a little lap car tangle there, a little pit road shuffle here. You haven't seen this yet, have you?
Wow, no.
That was close.
Yeah.
Wally banging fenders with the 19. Now, Wally got into it with Kerry Earnhardt a couple times.
Kerry Earnhardt gets in the left rear, so Wally says, Kerry, you shouldn't knock me out of the way to take the spot. So, ooh, that was a great save, by the way, trying to keep from crashing the 24 car.
Wow, that was closer than I even thought.
Yes.
The action was happening all around you.
I was talking to Jeff Green about that this morning. I said, I looked up and saw you guys doors in my mirror. But it was close.
But we were proud of you.
And we did confirm that the 18 car lost his brakes going down in turn 1 and started running in the back of the cars, Jeff Green and the 33 car of Tony Raines.
And it's a good thing. I know Jeff probably doesn't feel this way, but it's a good thing he was there, because if Mike would have hit that wall without hitting one of those guys, he would have hit that wall a ton.
Actually, he does feel that way. Both Benny and I were talking with him this morning, and he said that very thing. He said, I didn't want to tear up a race car, but we can rebuild the race car. Mike could have got hurt if he hit the wall with no brakes.
Oh, this is a great battle. Jeff Gordon's gotten by Rusty Wallace. Now Mark has gotten by Rusty.
Tires finally giving up. So Jeff Gordon to second, Mark Martin to third, Rusty Wallace to fourth, and Tony Stewart hanging in there in fifth, a couple of seconds farther behind them.
But you know what? Those tires took a lot longer to have a problem, I think, than I thought. I mean, what was that? Would you say, Alan, 130 something?
108 was when the lights have been on Rusty's car.
Man, that's a long time. So if it came right down to a 40 or 50 lap run, maybe at the end, that might be a good move. Just take 2 tires.
Rusty running now in fourth position behind Kurt Busch. Green flag pit stops are coming up. We'll come back for them. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.